I told you it was coming, and here it is. Sonic High School, Chapter 6, ESPIO and ROUGE. This one, whew, I tell y'all, this one is wild. So I'm not going to waste any time with the intro. Let's just get right into it. ESPIO walked to ROUGE's house because it was time for their date together, and all ESPIO could think about was that they were about to make schmecks for the first time. ESPIO looked at the computer and read about what to do and what the right words were so he would know how it works and how to say it right so no one would make fun of him. It was ROUGE's house he was at now, and it was in front of him. ESPIO knocked on ROUGE's house door. "I hope she's home," said ESPIO, and she was. She opened the door just then. "Hello, I'm home," said ROUGE, looking always schmexy in her tiny baby broad big cool boobs. ESPIO thought she looked like the hottest woman in the world that he could see from here. "Where are you taking me on our date tonight?" whispered ROUGE in a schmex-filled voice. ESPIO had thought this one over on the way over so that he could say it right the first time and get her to do what he wanted. That schmex. "Well," said ESPIO, "just let me put on this science hat and we will begin schmex." Let's continue. ROUGE looked shocked, but she probably was excited too. ESPIO could tell they both had an erection. "What?" said ROUGE in a shocked way. "Right here?" ESPIO said, "Yes. This hat was made by Tails specifically for our date. It makes it impossible to see and impossible to hear while I'm wearing it." ESPIO did a cool face at her because being smart can be cool too as long as you're not a nerd ass. ROUGE said, "Okay, let's go inside," and gently grabbed ESPIO's hand, but he pulled it back and she fell, causing him to fall, and they both together fell onto the grass where they rolled around in it until they were about in the middle of ROUGE's house's front lawn, so there was plenty of room around them for activities. "No," said ESPIO. I want to make schmecks in you right here." And ESPIO put on the invisibility hat so no one could see or hear them, and a whole new world of possibilities were optioned to them so they could do schmecks in whatever way they wanted. And it was time to start schmecks right now. ESPIO revealed his eggplant to ROUGE, who looked at it. ROUGE said, "Cool," and took out her vajongo. Because that's just something you can take out, I guess. ESPIO's eggplant was really big from looking at ROUGE, like when he is in church and it's so boring, but you just get a boner anyway. Okay. ROUGE's vajongo looked like a surprise ghost. ESPIO's eggplant approached ROUGE like a plane flying down at the airport, but instead of being full of businessmen, it was full of ESPIO's creamy Italian salad dressing. What? Oh man, I just can't with this story. I just can't. Here it comes!" cried ESPIO, ramming his Mob Avenger into ROUGE's vajongo spot. ROUGE screamed schmecks noises, and ESPIO messed around with her boobs and face like she was the X-Men arcade game. ESPIO slapped his big awesome eggplant from side to side in her vajongo like a hot dog windshield wiper, and ROUGE was ripping grass from the lawn. Then ESPIO used his tail to flip her over. He can do this. And put his eggplant into her tuchus. He moved his eggplant in circles in her tuchus like he was building a golf course and digging out the back nine. Rouge was flapping her bat wings like an idiot and not flying because Espio was holding on to her booty cheeks and pressing into them with his fingers and leaving marks that looked like it said wow when combined with the spot where her tuchus hole is. And that is what she felt because Espio seemed to be a schmex professional. SBO used his tail again to flip her over and did all-star schmex things, like using his eggplant like a rolling pin on her face and plugging his eggplant into her belly button to see how far it would go and making a balls hurricane with swirling his balls and her balls. Finally, they both got so schmexy that SBO's eggplant exploded and love juice came out of it and landed on Rouge, who was lying there on the lawn, but nobody could see them, so it was okay. At that part, SBO screamed, "It's love juice time!" And Rouge shouted, "Create a generation in me." SBO exploded love juice into her vagina, and that was what happened. Now that they were done doing schmex, they put their eggplant, pajango, and balls away, and SBO took off the invisibility hat, and it was like nothing ever happened. But they both know it did because they were there for it. Bye-bye, said SBO. And SBO walked off her property and away to his house, and did the rest of his things until school happened the next day. And there it is, my friends. Sonic High School, Chapter 6. I told y'all this was a wild one. I just hope I don't get kicked off of YouTube because of it. Now, if any of y'all out there had any doubts about the author of this fanfic being a complete and utter madman, I think this chapter successfully did away with him. But anyway, I'll be back with Chapter 7 at some point. And if you haven't seen the previous chapters, check them out in my Sonic High School playlist. But in the meantime, take care, and I'll see y'all on the next go round.